Hello and Grüß Gott. Today I'm going to show you how I bleed the rear brakes on a 1997 Toyota 4Runner. It's a two-wheel drive version. And I actually change my brake fluid out every year because brake fluid is hygroscopic. It absorbs moisture. And so I normally just, what I do is I take a baster and I remove the brake fluid out of the reservoir down till where it's pretty low. And then I add clean fluid in, and then I'll go to the back of the truck and I'll bleed the brakes from there, and I'll show you how we do that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this cap, and brake fluid eats paint, so you want to be real careful. So, and I actually have a dedicated baster I use only for brake fluid. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put lots and lots of paper towels around this work area. So if it spills, it won't eat the paint. And then, like I said, this is a dedicated tool I use. And then I'm going to take a waste container, which in this case is a drink bottle. And I'm going to take some fluid up and put it in here. And I'll take it all the way down to near the bottom of the reservoir, and then I'll refill it. I'll show you how to do that in just a minute. Okay, I've removed some of the brake fluid using that baster, and I've only brought it down to about here, and that's about all you can normally get out because you don't want to take it all the way to the bottom because then you'll introduce air into the brakes. And also there's some plastic components in here that make it difficult. It's divided between front and rear brakes so that there's a backup for the braking system. So my main goal is to get some of the old fluid out, and since I do this every year, the fluid actually is very clean. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring the level up, and then I'll go to the back of the truck and start bleeding it. So I like to take a razor blade and cut a couple of small slits. It's really important that you keep the brake fluid really clean and all your tools clean that you use for the brake fluid. So I'm going to slowly add some fluid, and when I have it up to about the maximum level, I'll put the cap on, and then we will start the brake bleeding process. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm ready to start bleeding the right rear brake, and to do that there's a bleed nipple right back here, the back of the drum, and it's covered with a little rubber cap. I replace these every couple of years because they tend to rot. You can use a 10mm socket to get it to loosen up, and then you'll need a 10mm flare wrench like this. It's a special wrench made for this type of operation. And you're going to put the wrench on here, and this operation takes a couple of people. You're going to put a bleed hose on it, on the nipple, and you're going to run it down into the brake fluid that you took out. And this is going to prevent it from sucking up air. And what you're going to do is I'm going to open it at the same time I tell the person in the truck to push down on the brake, and that'll allow the brake fluid to come out. And as I close it, I'll say up. So I'll say down to push the brake fluid out, up when I have this closed. You want to make sure this is closed when you say up so that it doesn't suck air into the system. So we're going to do that now. Okay, down, up, 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 down, up. And I'm going to continue to do this for quite a few pumps, probably 25, 30 pumps. But I will go back and check on the reservoir to make sure that it's not getting too low, and I'll refill it as needed. So I want to get nice clean fluid all the way back to the back brakes here.